Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here with us on this Friday morning. Ending up a good week here. Got some rain coming tomorrow, but let's have a good day today. We're looking at a weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and his hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High 67, low 44. Water temperature at the end of the pier now, right now, it went up another degree, 58.6. It went up 0.6 degrees. He rounded off as a degree, so 58.6. Now take a look at our river reading brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. A lot of people are interested in this. Apalachicola, Bluntstown, 13.7, and it's staying pretty level for the weekend, it looks like. And the Choctaw Caryville has a little drop to it at about, but it's still this morning reading a 9.6. And we'll get that rain coming in Sunday, they're talking about it's going to shoot right back up. So tomorrow is going to be a good day from all the indications from the different meteorologists that I pay attention to and watch and have a certain confidence in. Plus, I do a little bit of stuff myself, so everybody's saying Saturday is going to be a good day. All right, now the tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Today's February the 2nd. Okay tide today. We're looking at a low tide at 2:49 this morning, a high tide at 2:30 tonight. But look real quick, look at next week. That's the strongest tides of the whole month. If you somehow can arrange to get out on the water, do some fishing then, you're going to have some great tidal flow, and it's going to really, there's going to be some fish caught next week, I can promise you, on these tides. But remember, with speckled trout, you got to let it go over here in the Panhandle area, western Panhandle. The tide chart, of course, brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Now, fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Our times today, 4:12 to 6:12 this morning, and this evening we're looking at 4:35 to 6:35. The wind's not going to be too bad. It'll be coming out of west, northwest at about 8. So that takes care of our weather, so go ahead and make your plans around what the weather's going to be doing, and we'll be right back after this break. Okay, welcome back, folks. Glad you're with us this morning, as always, and everybody I run into that watches the show seem like you enjoy it, so that's good news. Let's talk some good pictures here. I just mentioned speckled trout. Take it officially from the FWC. This is their official press release. February 1st, and the Western Panhandle closed, and this little thing's about what it's going to do. It's going to open right back up on March 1st. Now look at its bottom line, if you can read it. Not including Indian Pass. Okay, so that's interesting. I didn't know that really. I didn't really take a chance on it, but anyway, that's the ruling. Dennis Hale, the owner of Real Time Fishery, he's with his daughter Cecily. Now here's what's funny. Read what he said. He had to stop and show Cecily while she's at work all day, so he went out hunting and left Cecily running Real Time, and he's rubbing it in. But that's her little brother there. But they have a great time, and if you get a chance to go over there and eat some really good fresh seafood, Real Time Fisheries, and tell Cecily to tell her dad to take her hunting again. Speaking of hunting, check out our buddy Billy Grantham, and that's the one he's been looking for. We talked to him. He's got that big buck, and he said he's going to start getting ready to go fishing now. And I said, way to go, Billy. All right, we're going to get him. I said, come on the show and talk about it. You know, I like to show old pictures every now and then. This is 1937. That's the Bluntstown and Bristol Bridge. This is construction of it. But before then, there was a ferry to take them across. But isn't that amazing how they put that together in those days with that kind of machinery? But anyway, that was 1937. Florida Archives has a lot of old pictures. Shelby Pugh, she went duck hunting. She's married to an outdoorsman, and they went up to Arkansas, and they have been married last year. They haven't been married too long, but he's taken her hunting already, and she's an outdoor girl. They're up in Arkansas. Look how cold it is. I just thought that was a cute picture of that's her first duck hunt, but she's ready to go back. Good job, Shelby. Okay, Jay Atkins sent this. It caught these two big whoppers today. Guess I need to start bringing a cooler with me. All right, here we go right here. Can you please Oh, can you please add my name to the pickle jar? And we sure will. Okay. Thank you, Jay. Over on Choctaw River, James Singletary. Now, the Singletaries know how to fish over there, but isn't that a great picture? A nice fish. Good job there. Okay, now I want to, Wednesday, I was able to go over to quail hunt over in Bluntstown, the same place we went to last year, Longleaf, a little plantation there. I say little, like 2,400 acres, but anyway, David Tatum invited myself and Stan Kirkland to go over there with him, or to meet him over there, and we just had the best time. And we'll have the video, by the time I say we'll get it edited, Gail will get it edited, and I'll have it on next week for the quail hunt. But it was a combination. It's called the Chipola Calcutta, and what it is a fundraiser for Chipola College. And it was, so we had the quail hunt that afternoon, and then we had a big dinner that night with a campfire and some music, and it was just really special. And you know how these fundraisers go. Most of the time, you see them in golf tournaments. You know, you pay get a sponsor per hole and different things. But this one, they've been doing it 30-something years to raise money, because that area of Calhoun County, Jackson County, Liberty, a lot of those folks went to Chipola, and a lot of them are alumni, and they just get together on a fundraiser. And what's a better fundraiser for people in this area about a quail shoot? It's called a Quail Calcutta, and anyway, the big sponsors, and some of the sponsors don't have a chance to go, but they still want to contribute, so they let some other people go in their place. So anyway, it goes on like Wednesday, it starts on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I think some even on Saturday. They have 3 or 4 hunts, a couple hunts a day, and they work really hard at it. But anyway, I took some pictures, because I was so proud of them. I want to show you just pictures of us getting together that night. This is not a quail hunt picture, but here we go right here. Here's the old cabin, old homestead cabin is next door, but this is a building they built, and you can see. Okay, I'm gonna just go. I got 5 or 6 pictures. Okay, this is just some people there, standing out there. It was pretty cool. This is a cool picture now, because first of all, let's look at the money. It's called a Quail Calcutta for Chipola College for this weekend, and well, $39,500. All that money was committed for this weekend for Chipola College. Now, you recognize the guy in the center, right there, our Senator Jay Trumbull. He came over. Now, the guy in the orange hat, that's Robert Trammell. That's his place. That's his family place, and he's always hosted. He's a former state legislator. See, you see these other 4 guys? They're all senators and representatives that came over, legislators came over from Tallahassee. That guy right here, I put him in the center. He's from Southwest Florida, Fort Myers area, and the guy next to him is down around St. Petersburg. And I got a kick out of them, because when they were talking, they were saying, you folks up here, he said, y'all have it together. He said, so many people want to be like, y'all hold the line up here, because this is what we're about. So those Southwest Florida people are a lot like us as far as outdoorsmen. A lot of them are conservative, and they love the outdoors, want to take care of it. So it was just entertaining, and I got to talk to Senator Trumbull, and a couple more real quick pictures, real quick. But they're very complimentary. They're a big old crowd there, and had a good time. And right there, we were singing Amazing Grace right there with the band. So congratulations to all those folks up there, and thank you, David Tatum, for taking us quail hunting, and Robert Trammell. So we'll take a break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I always like to talk about good news, as I would talk about, but every now and then something that happens that you sort of out of your hand, but you want to share it with you, not necessarily good news. But we've lost our longtime sponsor for 19 years. We lost Soul Tractor. They have sold their business, and the new folks coming on, they won't return my call. So if you know of any tractor company, I know in the past, we've had some tractor companies get a hold of us, but I tell you what happened 19 years ago. We sat down with Bob Sowell, and when we talked to him, he said, I'll advertise y'all, and I'll sponsor y'all every year if you'll let me have exclusive tractor rights. And we said, sure will. So, three generations of that business. So the Sowell family, we appreciate your dedication and sponsorship of Panhandle Outdoors. So We have a board there. If y'all know if anybody wants to fill that board, we'd love to talk to them. I'm not a salesman. I don't go around getting ads, but if somebody wants to talk about it, I'd be glad to share our good news. Let's get some more pictures real quick. Here, Jerry, this one out right here. This is Jerry Forehand said, I showed this picture like Monday, I think, walking in the woods, and but this is, I showed a picture like this, and these are mushrooms. They're called American oyster mushrooms, and he picked a hatful of them. And listen, he puts them in omelets and also on deer meat, on venison roast. So that, I was talking the other day about walking through the woods and just how much fun it is, just relaxing and all. I called myself hunting, and I thought about a hunting tip I was going to share with you. I'm still old school. I like to just walk and stalk them sometimes. But when you're walking down the road, and it's something you don't really think about. A lot of times people want to get in the middle of the road and look. I'm talking about the old country road and logging road. Always get to the side and walk down the side. My daddy taught me that when I was a kid. So he said when the deer steps out, it's harder for them to see you if you're on the side than if you're in the middle. Didn't y'all know that? Okay. Now, but getting back to fallen trees, they have so much. I looked around even on the quail hunt Wednesday. Those trees that are fallen during the hurricane, most of them are decaying out. And in fact, I talked to David Tatum. He said, really, it was a blessing to thin out some of the trees in that area, especially for the quail. And on my property up there, the hurricane was, 5.5 years ago. The trees that are falling down, they're really deteriorating or rotting now, which is a natural process. And that's where the mushrooms come from. But in that tree, you have insects, and you have nests that are made, and there's so many things. That's just part of nature. I remember going to a nature workshop one time, and because of the outdoor class I was doing, and one of the biologists was there, and he broke down all the things that goes on inside that decaying log year after year, different things and different how feeds everybody and all. So I always thought that was good. Now I'm going to jump down this picture here. Well, we're talking about, the Gulf States Council. They'll take all the Gulf Coast states, and they'll get the data from all the fish catches and all the different things that happen each year, and they've gotten better, because at one time they were not able to collect that much data, especially from recreational people. They pretty well with commercial, when the commercial guys bring the fish to the market, they can pretty well document what they catch. That's pretty easy. But a lot of times with recreational, they can do the charter boat captains because they document it too. But people or something go out for the weekend or come down from out of state and go out and catch 5 red snapper. I mean, they don't report it and all that. So that's sort of been a voluntary thing. But anyway, they end up doing, here's the 2024, this is annual catch limit. This is just coming out. This is very interesting to look at this. We're going to start over here on the left on the red snapper, okay? This is the annual catch limit. So when it hits this, they'll cut off the season. But on the bottom down here, where it says, let me see if I can blow it up. I don't think, okay, right here. Let's just look at red snapper. The green is the federal for hire and the private recreational, and the yellow is commercial. So they got it pretty well 51% and 49%. Okay, and they're going to get, they're allowing 16 million pounds. All right, next is Spanish mackerel, and they're just sharing that quota. They don't really keep records on that one that much because there's plenty of them. And the king mackerel, they're only letting the commercial get 32% of that, and recreational will get 68%. The red grouper, here we go. The commercial folks get more of that because really it's a restaurant food, so they're getting actually 59%, recreational getting 40%. And then, of course, the cobia, and it's almost non-existent. They don't have a limit on it because there's not any out there hardly. And greater amberjack, there's not much of a food market for amberjack in the restaurant, so recreational can get about 80% of that 500,000. But see, that's not very many, 500,000 pounds. We didn't harvest that many. And of course, triggerfish, and then the gag grouper. And I was surprised that a gag grouper, recreational, gets 61% of that. So that's just coming out. That's called a 2024 catch limits. And what's cool about it is, the data now is a lot more than they had in the past. So that's going to be interesting. And one thing that really jumped out at me, again on the cobia, I don't know where they're catching them. They got to be catching them on the bottom. That's 1,738,000 pounds. And compare that to the triggerfish and amberjack. I thought we had a lot more triggerfish than we do cobia and amberjack, but that's just interesting to see this. And this is Gulf Council putting, Texas and Carolina, not Carolina, Texas, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, Texas. So that's the Gulf Council. Now, let's get ready for our drawing. I want to make sure your name's in. Some of y'all have sent some more names in. If I haven't called out your name, again, I say this every week, send it back in or let me know. Okay, from Gracefield, how about Norm McLeod? All right, put it over here. And also from Gracefield, Joy McLeod. From Alpha, Emery Godwin up there in Alpha, and Lisa Godwin. They watch the show on a regular basis up there living on Chipotle River. And Jay Atkins from Panama City Beach. One thing when I was at the cookout Wednesday night up there out north of Bluntstown, we have a lot of folks up there that came and complimented or commented on the show and complimented. So it was very enjoyable. Okay, now this is our drawing from Tarpon Dog Seafood, $20 gift certificate. It'll be the first drawing. I like to stir them up. Okay, here we go. That bottom, I'm reaching all the way to the bottom. And the winner $20 gift certificate is from Fountain Brewster Cobb, the Cobb family up there. And we're looking for the big red snapper. And from Malone, Ronald McDaniel, the big red snapper. So keep the entrance coming in, and we'll get ready to have a sweepstake this spring. So a couple of weeks, it's going to be spring before you know it. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back, and welcome to the famous Friday fishing forecast. Information gathered from different sources along the Florida Panhandle, and the ones I talk to or read about, they're ones I trust. So here we go. Our report each Friday is brought to us by Jessica Ling Insurance and Financial Group up there in Lynn Haven, and Andrews Roofing, Matt Andrews and his hard-working crew at Hammer Down Roofing, not Andrews, Hammer Down Roofing, okay? His dad had that one. Now, the first thing I saw this week that stood out with me, and then I was a witness to it, is the clarity of the water. The water is so clear. I call it the winter clear, and it's been so clear lately. And we haven't really talked about sight fishing, because most people think sight fishing you do it in the summertime and all. This is one of the best times of the whole year is sight fishing. I read one of the reports by one of the inshore captains. He had a catch. He had caught all kind of redfish and trout, and had just all on sight fishing. So if you want to get into it, this would be a good time of the year. You can see the red tailing, you can see the little ripples in the water, and it really is sort of exciting because that combines sort of a hunting and a fishing, sort of hunting for the fish and see them and then try to catch them. So it's really a lot of fun. And the big place, let's go to St. Andrew Bay first. Some of the best places, of course, the closer you get out to the Gulf, of course the whole bay system is clear, but up here, the shoreline, right up in here, that's the Hathaway Bridge to the left, and the shoreline over here, actually on the city side, is good. But then coming to south of the Hathaway Bridge, along Beach Drive right here in the center, that Beach Drive area is really good. And the old St. Andrew up here on the shoreline, and then across right in here, it's not really focused that well, but I'm just showing you the areas. And then up here, Redfish Point, all the places here in the center, that's Redfish Point right there, and come along all through here as I go down from left to right, all coming into East Bay. Then of course, you're coming into East Bay, and the areas, East Bay, we'll talk about that area a lot, but just sight fishing in St. Andrew Bay. Now, there's 2 or 3 good bays of sight fishing, and St. Joe Bay, again, is one of the top ones because of the clarity of the water. And we talk about that a lot. You don't have any rivers or creeks running into it. Sight fishing in St. Joe Bay, it's the same situation. You're getting along. Here it is right here, Highland View, all along the shoreline there in Highland View. Then come back. Of course, I always talk about Town Beach, and that Town Beach is right there in the center, that area right there. But and also coming out of this canal here is going to be really good fishing. So the sight fishing is going to be really good. You remember trout closed. Also, I wrote down Lake Wimico. I haven't talked about Lake Wimico lately. You can catch trout in Lake Wimico, and from what I understand, and you want to double check it, but what I understand, you can come out of Depot Creek. You come out of Depot Creek from the landing there, and that's okay. But go ahead and double check it, because I'm not really 100% sure on that, and I'm not sure about Indian Pass. So if you have any questions, even call the wildlife officer and check it out at the station there. Stan Crooker and I was driving up Wednesday to Bluntstown. We laughed about somebody, and when he was the officer, an information officer, the phone calls that he would get from people that, just, what do I do about this? What do I do about this? One guy, axis deer had gotten out, and he didn't know if he could shoot it or not, and there's a long story, but anyway, if you don't know, call and ask, or go online and check it out. Also, the feeder creeks, again, are going to be strong this time of year. We've had that rain last week, and we got rain coming in Sunday, so now the feeder creeks themselves are going to be shallow, and when they're shallow, then you're going to have a lot better sight fishing. On the freshwater side, real quick, freshwater, first thing I wrote down, we were talking about Jerry Forehand yesterday. How about crappie this time of year? February, I asked him if he could, remember I said, what 1 month of the year you could go crappie fishing, and he's a good guy. He's very good at crappie fishing. He said February, and that's when most people go. Lake Talquin is, the prime lake to go to. It always has been. It's been well cared for. It's fish heavy, but there's just a good population over there. So if you ever get a chance to go to Lake Talquin, do it. But now, Chipola, down here close to, there's so many places you can go crappie fishing. Choctawhatchee River is a great place. Down below Black Creek area is good, and that's all good too. Also, the catfishing is going to be good this weekend. Because of the water is going down now, it's really going down on the Choctawhatchee on Friday night, tonight, and then tomorrow on Saturday and Saturday night. Now, people are asking about squid. When is squid coming in? Squid starts coming in toward the end of this month, according to water temperature, and then March, really the first part of March will be squid season. So you can go down to all along the areas down there on the edge of the marina and catch squid in St. Andrews, downtown marina, over here off Choctawhatchee Bridge. Those areas there have a lot of good squid. So that's coming up. How many people put squid in the fishing report? Okay, and that's pretty well covered everything, I think. Just remember, trout seasons are closed, and if you have a question, call the FWC. I'm going to wrap it up for the week. If you have any kind of questions, you can ask me on some of this stuff too, but I'm not the final word. FWC is. So I try to research everything I talk about. Also, again, if y'all need some advertisers and y'all want to come talk to me about coming on, we'd love to have you. We've got a couple new ones coming on this coming month. So we appreciate the viewership. I'm going to wrap it up for this week. Next week, already got some special guests lined up, some I've never had on before, so looking forward to it. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the outdoors, take care of the outdoors, and do something good for someone else today. God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.